great Saturday morning. Hopefully you're having a beautiful beginning to yet another weekend that we're able to experience. March 7th, 2020, to God be the glory. And we are in the 6th verse of Proverbs, even though, Lord willing, later on this evening will be in the 7th, and it will be the same as the date. So we'll only have one verse to go over this evening. But for this morning, we're in Proverbs 6. And what spoke to me, myself, with all that's going on with now, they're saying that the coronavirus is in the public schools. I'm a teacher in a high school, and we know how it multiplies. And people are getting nervous, of course, because it's hitting home right here in Chicago in our workplace, even though it might be across town, but it travels. In the meantime, right, this is not our home. We are still to be about our Father's business. In verse 6, go to the ant, thou sluggard, get up, still do the work of God, consider her ways and be wise. There were a group of ants in the corner of my classroom yesterday. They saw a piece of food and I swept them away, but I said, look at how diligent, hardworking. There was not one ant saying, okay guys, come over here. And everybody was just doing their own thing. They knew what tasks to perform. Right? In verse 7 it says, the ants have no guide, no overseer, no ruler. They still were busy doing their business. And then in verse 8, they provide their meat in the summer. The summer could be any time of the year, right? Yesterday was their summertime, even though it's still late winter. What is our summertime? Right now, while we're still breathing, while we still have the capacity to move, we got to do the Lord's business. And it says, and gathereth her food in the harvest. We're still doing the work of the Lord. And because today is the 7th, we will go to Psalm 7, even though we might have opposition. In thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. A scripture that really blessed me today was in 2 Corinthians 4:7. If we're able to do great works today, if we're able to accomplish the will, look, people might, pat you on the back, but look, we are earthen vessels. We are clay. We are pottery, right? That just, fades and go back to the ground. But while we are these vessels, these earthen vessels, we attribute all the accomplishments to the excellency of the power that is within us, not us ourselves. Amen. 2 Corinthians 4:7. So we point back to the Lord. It's the God in us, the excellency of his power. And in Psalms 37, while we are still doing the work of the Lord, we are to trust in the Lord. 37:3 of Psalms, do good, dwell in the land, and the promises that we will be fed. Even with viruses around us, we delight ourselves in the Lord, and he will still give us the desires of our heart when it aligns to his desires. We commit our way to the Lord. We trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. We will not fret. We will not get nervous, but we will still rest in the Lord in the meantime. For the meek shall inherit the earth, and she shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. We still have solitude, even in the midst of craziness. The song that blessed me this morning was, I've been buked and I've been scorned. I've been talked about show no more. This is Negro spiritual. But there's trouble all over the land. Yeah, but I'm not going to lay my religion down, right? Pure religion is to visit the fatherless, the widows, and to acknowledge the Lord in everything. James 1:27. Let's enjoy the abundance of peace that the Lord gives each one of his children as we look to him and we're still busy doing his will. Good day.